Antarctica. The coldest, driest, and windiest place on Earth. It's the only continent that isn't a country, has no government, and no native population. And yet, it's a place every global power has had its eyes on. Why? Because Antarctica is the last untouched frontier on Earth. Temperatures here can plunge to a bone-chilling -128 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds whip across the frozen plains at 200 miles per hour, and it receives so little rain, it's technically a desert. But don't mistake it for empty or unwanted land. Countries have been trying to claim pieces of Antarctica for over a century, including some of America's oldest allies and rivals. Look at this map. France, Norway, Australia, Britain, Chile, Argentina, and New Zealand have all laid claim to slices of this icy pie. So where does the US stand in all of this? Let's rewind and start from the beginning. The name Antarctica comes from ancient Greece. Greek philosophers, like Aristotle, believed Earth was a sphere. They named the Arctic region Arctos, after the constellation of the Great Bear. And logically, the opposite side of the Earth? Antarctos, meaning the opposite of the bear. Thus, Antarctica, the opposite of the Arctic, was born. By the 16th century, explorers had a hunch something was down south. In 1530, French cartographers even sketched a mysterious landmass at the bottom of the globe, Terra Australis Incognita, the unknown southern land. In 1773, British naval captain James Cook sailed just 80 miles from Antarctica's coast but turned back, facing dangerous icebergs and storms. He concluded land must be nearby, but it was too perilous to pursue. Cook was wrong. The 19th century brought a race to physically set foot on this frozen wilderness. In 1895, a Norwegian ship called Antarctic finally reached the shore. Crew members disembarked, though even they argued over who touched land first. That moment triggered what's known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. Scientists discovered mosses growing on rock. They mapped glaciers and tested the limits of human endurance. But soon, science gave way to sovereignty. Between 1908 and 1942, 7 nations, including Britain, France, and Australia formally claimed pieces of Antarctica. Others, like Germany, Japan, the Soviet Union, and the United States, carried out research and exploration, but refrained from staking formal claims. During World War II, Nazi Germany even dropped metal swastikas from planes onto Antarctic land. As for the US? In 1924, Secretary of State Charles Hughes made America's stance clear. Discovery doesn't equal ownership unless a country has permanent settlements there. No people, no flag. After World War II, tensions grew. Rival claims overlapped, especially among Britain, Argentina, and Chile. Research stations popped up across the continent, not just for science, but for influence. By 1950, the Soviet Union warned the world. No Antarctic claims will be recognized without our participation. With the Cold War heating up, there were fears the US and USSR might turn Antarctica into another battlefield. Thankfully, that didn't happen. In 1959, under President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the US led a historic effort. 12 nations, including all claimants, signed the Antarctic Treaty. Its 3 pillars. Antarctica shall be used for peaceful purposes only. Scientific research is free and open to all. All scientific discoveries must be shared. The treaty didn't erase the territorial claims. It froze them. Legally, those claims still exist, but no new ones can be made. Today, Australia claims 42% of Antarctica. But the US, along with most countries, doesn't recognize any of these claims. Beneath Antarctica lies an estimated 19 to 500 billion barrels of oil and gas. But for now, thanks to the 1991 Madrid Protocol, mining and drilling are banned. The ban could expire in 2048. That's when the Antarctic Treaty comes up for review. Will the world's powers keep the peace? Or will this pristine land become the next battleground for resources? Today, about 4,500 scientists from 30-plus nations visit Antarctica each year. The continent has no army, no police, no native residents. It's a place where collaboration wins, so far. But cracks in the system are showing. Countries like China have ramped up fishing and tourism. Private yachts ferry wealthy travelers to get their passports stamped at research bases, subtle, symbolic claims. So what does the future hold for Antarctica? Should we protect it forever as a haven for science and peace? Or will melting ice and new technologies lure nations into a 21st century gold rush? The decision lies with us. And the clock is ticking toward 2048. The last untouched continent on Earth? How long can it stay that way?